bitches that's gorgeous. They don't give a fuck about nothing but money and jewelry, handbags and foreigns. I like my bitches in plural. I like the bitches that don't like to argue and let it give oral. Fuck having morals.
Okay, guys, this is your girl Christian from West of T. Today we have some amazing guests. I have Jared and Trebor from Ammostilo. Hey guys, how are you?
Good.
Okay, so I'm gonna jump right into it with the questions. Your clothing line's name, Ammostilo. What does that mean?
Ammo, it's an acronym for another money-making operation. Stilo, Spanish for style.
Okay, and how exactly did you guys get started with fashion? Like, what inspired you? Like, Jared, I know you. Like, we've been going to school together, and you've been chasing this fashion dream forever. But what made you decide, like, okay, today is the day that I'm actually going to pursue this?
I kind of backed away from it, and then I started it back up when I was, I guess, spring semester, sophomore year. I just was like, it was like a period of time everybody was like doing clothing lines, t-shirts and stuff like that. I just felt as though it was like a time to come back and I needed something to stand out. And at that point in time, believe it or not, I just was like trying to come up with an idea of buying a camera because I'm a film student. So I was like thinking of ways to like get money. Then just started that and I just called this man right here. We just went from there.
And what about you, Trebor? How did you get influenced to pursue this dream in fashion?
I mean, I just like fashion myself for the most part. I kind of like research it. I like getting dressed as like a thing. I kind of was like brought up in, like my dad was like really into fashion, so he showed me fashion. And then I had a friend, basically a family member that was really into it too, and he shot the idea by me. And once he told me, I was like, all right, let's just run with it, and
Right.
it just started from
Makes
there.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, looking at everyone in the media, who would you say is your biggest inspiration? Like, you got Kanye out there. He's really changing the game with Adidas right now. You had Jay-Z in the past with Rockaware, but that's gone. Like, who would you say is your biggest inspiration?
Well, on the side of things, like as far as designing, I would say like Kanye. Because like, as you can see, like of our previous releases, like from the Mary Jane with like the sister on the front, all that, it just like give us like inspiration to be different, like, you know what I mean, like stand out and like push it to that limit. So Kanye on that aspect. And I would say like behind the scenes wise would be Meek, you know, him coming from the city gave us like a sense of hope, like we can make it, like, you know what I mean.
For me, I always say, like, when we get asked this question, like, Bape and Fubu, only because, like, they made their way basically, like, connecting, like, with music artists. So that's kind of like the same thing we do now. So, like, they kind of got their way to fame. Like, they had hot designs, I guess you could say, for their time because, well, Bape is, like, still hot now. But they all started basically, like, through the music industry. Like, they collab with, like, artists to get their fame. So it's like we kind of doing the same thing now. Like, we work with, like, a lot of, like, rappers, singers, like, whoever we get a hold of or models or whatever. So I would kind of say they kind of like inspired me because I like the road they took and me taking a similar road.
Yeah, it's interesting that you guys say that because I really see a lot of rappers and models wearing you guys' gear. Like, you worked with Little Uzi, you worked with Little Durk, Meek Mill. Can you tell me about some more projects that you've done? Because I know you guys have done a lot.
Yeah, as of right now, like, I guess like we don't really do sponsorships, but projects we're working on right now is working with Core. Shout out to him, like he showed us a lot of support. So other than that, like we're not really looking forward to working with like nobody as of yet, but like, you know what I mean? We just gonna like make sure we get into the right hands basically.
Okay,
of whoever fits the style.
Oh, well, I was on your Twitter and I saw that it said Meek Mill X Ammostilo coming soon. Like, are y'all planning to drop something with him? Like, give us the tea.
I don't know, like, what you guys think?
What I would say is, basically, like, all right, we're a brand from Philly, so it's kind of like we always look to work with, like, hot artists in the city first. And, of course, Meek Mill is the hottest artist from Philly right now, the biggest. So, I mean, that's somebody we would look forward to maybe working with in the future, what we hoping to try to make happen. So.
Oh, like a little short-term, long-term goal?
Yeah, maybe we just, you know, looking to get with them maybe for the next release or something, or the current release, whatever like he want to do. Basically, that's
and
how
has
it
he
goes.
responded back to you guys?
It might
yet?
happen, like
It's in the works.
Yeah, I'm
it
not
might
getting
happen
much
this release,
tea
might
right
happen,
now.
might happen next release, like.
Okay, so speaking of your brand, who do you, like, what's your targeted audience? Like, right now, you're basically giving everyone who's hot or who's anywhere in Philly your designs and your jackets. So who do you plan to target? Do you want it to be more high-end for only celebrities or for the everyday person?
I would say like lean more towards the high end, like trying to bridge that gap from like the street corner to the runway. But like then again, like we want to make some stuff for like everyday people. As long as you like that type of innovator, like that want to stand out and be different. You're not just trying to like follow any old trend.
So, I checked out you guys' website. It's really dope. I love the Bloom varsity jacket. Am I saying it correctly?
Blossom varsity.
Blossom varsity jacket. I love the Blossom varsity jacket.
Thanks.
But you also have a piece which is a hockey jersey, and it's called Mother Mary Jane. Now, some may kind of find that pushing the limit because it has an iconic figure smoking a cigarette or smoking a blunt. So, like, what do you have to say for those who think that you are taking it too far with fashion?
Well, first I want to clear the air that neither of us smoke. So, like, the whole idea of you are what you wear gets thrown out the window there. Then, like, as far as inspiration, that's when Kanye comes into play with inspiring us, like, not being afraid to be different and pushing those limits. So it was basically like not a fashion statement, but like a statement to let people know like we're different, we're not afraid. Like that's what separates us from a lot of other clothing brands.
Yeah, that was just the basis of the idea, though. Really just pushing the envelope, trying to do something that no one else has done. So it's like just separating yourself, though. That was the main thing that we want to do from the beginning, is just separating yourselves. Like how we said in the beginning, everybody in the city just making T-shirts. So that's why we try to go a different route, like have like real designs, like do something that nobody else is doing. Cause like our competition is not really like the city, it's really like the world. So you gotta have something to separate yourself from everybody else. And we really looked around, like nobody else was doing something like that. So we just went with it. Cause I remember when we was talking on the phone, like about the name, and I was like Mother Mary Jane. He was like, oh, that might be a little much, but that's what we were trying to do, though. Do too
Raise
much.
questions.
Yeah, do too much. Like, so people like, who are these people making this type of clothing? Like, and it caught a few eyes. So I think, the job was well done.
Well, I think you do a great job at separating yourself from the Philly clothing lines, but how do you feel as though you separate yourself from other designers in Philly?
In Philly or like somewhere else?
In Philly or generally?
It's basically with the designs though. Like out of all the other brands in the city, like not like throwing no shade on anybody else or anything like that, but I just feel like ours are like different. And I feel like we bring like good quality and like original designs every time though. It's like we never like did something that somebody else did. Everything was like innovative, you could say. Like varsity jackets have been done, but like the design itself, we feel like everything was pretty innovative.
Or like like the hockey jerseys. I feel as though that was innovative. Like, not saying like we started the whole hockey jersey wave in Philly, but like I think that was a major, like the difference between us and like the other Philly brands. But as far as like brands in general, like we put out releases by dates and all that, and everything in limited quantities, so everything's exclusive. So I think that like separates us too in the whole general world of fashion and these other streetwear brands.
That was our interview with creators of Ammostilo, Jared, and Trebor. Guys, would you like to say anything else before closing?
We about to restock up on the jacket, so don't miss your weave this time, cause we're not releasing them no more. After that, that's it.
Oh, the Blossom varsity jackets.
Yeah, like I said, like everything in limited quantity, so you won't see everybody in the city wearing it. No, I'm not throwing no shots to other brands, but.
Anything you gotta say, Trebor?
What he said.
I'm Christian Waits, and that's What's the Tea.
Blooper's gonna be on the bean.
I do not argue with niggas. No, I do not. It's too much money to get. I will not stress over bitches. No, I will not. No, it's too much money to get. I will not stand on the corner. No, I will not. It's too much money to get. Beefing with niggas ain't gonna get you money, so what is the point? Too much money to